Many people ask me this question, what is Snowflake? And I keep telling them in one word, Snowflake is nothing but a cloud data warehouse. I want you to watch, there are two important keywords here, the cloud and the data warehouse. Let's understand what is the cloud piece in it. So Snowflake is a software as a service which works on all the cloud data service providers, cloud service providers like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. And that is the reason cloud comes into picture. And in their architecture is built on cloud. So they would need a cloud service provider to make their architecture work. And for what reason? For data warehouse. What is a data warehouse? The scope of this video is not to go into detail about this, but I'll give you some pointers on what is a data warehouse. So what do we do in a data warehouse? We store data, we build data pipelines. Why do we do all this? To implement data analytics solutions, to get insights for our organization, for the CXOs and COOs to make decisions and run the business better. So that would be business intelligence to create all that bar charts, line charts, trend lines, forecasting, predictive analysis, data science, you name it. So we need a fundamental data warehouse to make sure everything of all that works. So that is the reason a cloud data warehouse. With all that background, let's talk about why should one buy Snowflake or why should one implement Snowflake in their environment? Why should one choose over companies like Teradata, Oracle? With the research, I kind of came up with two things. One is the pricing, and two is the innovative architecture. About pricing, the customer just pays for the price how much the computation is used. The customer really feels they're saving up a lot of money. You know that piggy bank feeling where you save a lot of money? The Snowflake company is able to give their customers that feel and experience. So that is definitely one differentiator and giving the value proposition for the company. The second is the innovative architecture. Every good data warehouse, like we spoke about, Teradata and Oracle already have an existing fundamentally strong architecture. Snowflake really thought about this problem very well, and they came up with a very good innovative architecture. Talking about architecture, let's actually jump into the architecture. So Snowflake is actually built from ground up, and the architecture believes in performance, scalability, elasticity, and concurrence, that multiple queries and multiple operations running at the same time, and still your overall system performance is stable. That's a very big thing. But the single most important thing which I like about this architecture is the processes can be physically separated but are logically integrated. Let me explain this with an example. Let's say you have a data set with 10,000 rows, then you have a data set with 100,000 rows, and the last one with 1 million rows. How do we process it in Snowflake? We spin up virtual warehouses. Virtual warehouses is where we create or process this data set. When we go into the real demo lab, this is an introductory video, but when we create a lab or a video, then we'll see how you actually create these instances. Let's say we assign a small warehouse, a small virtual warehouse for P1, a medium one for P2, and a large one for P3. So all three are physically separated, but take same time and finally are logically integrated to be getting into the data into P4. So probably you understand this very well now. Physically, all the different processes are separated, but they're integrated to develop and integrate into one logical data set that is P4. So no data set while they're processing is interdependent on each other, which is a big thing because when you're trying to process a 1 million row one, uh, you kind of, even though it's 100,000 row P2, probably in the other data warehouse architectures, what might happen is it might go into queue or the slowness can be experienced. So the performance is a game changer is here. It's very powerful. So you'll learn more as you research more about this, and I'll make more videos around this about the architecture and the labs, and you'll learn more about this in the future. But for an introduction phase, I think this is what Snowflake has to offer. Let's jump into pricing. So in the pricing piece, Snowflake allows you to turn resources on and off. So same thing what we spoke before, that you save money. Once you save money, obviously every organization wants to do something on the data warehouse. Rather than setting up that entire infrastructure, you do only what you want to do and save money. And Snowflake allows this big data compression technology. So you have massive amounts of data, but Snowflake data compression allows you to store unlimited amounts of data and also save money on that unlimited amounts of data. You don't know, so many companies do not really know what to do with that data. So this data compression helps them. So what I did is I went into the Snowflake pricing chart on snowflakepricing.com. I'm going to put all these links in the description below. So I checked for the pricing for Microsoft Azure instance located in Central Iowa, and I saw that per credit cost to use Snowflake is as low as $2. So this felt really inexpensive to me, but also raised the question, what is a credit? With that question in mind, I looked into the Snowflake documentation for the answer. And this is what I found. In the Snowflake documentation, one credit is actually for extra small instance and the cluster running for the whole 1 hour. And the cost increases by a factor of 2. So let's say if it's a small instance, the total number of credits would be 2 credits, medium would be 4, large would be 8, and Excel would be 16, and so on. And for Excel, as you can see, is about 128 credits. With all this said, Snowflake also gives you a 30-day free trial to learn this technology. And I would highly recommend that if you're trying to learn about Snowflake, please do learn about this technology. It's really powerful, and try and test it, and how you see how you can gain value for your organization and for your personal growth also. There's a huge demand for this technology, and I think it's a right time to learn because everywhere cloud is growing and the data is also on the cloud here. Okay, so thanks a lot watching for this video, and do learn Snowflake. And if you like our videos, please do subscribe. In the future, I'm planning to make more videos on Snowflake architecture, interview questions, and I'm currently reading a book on Snowflake. So I'll put a book review and a feedback on that also. So see you later. Have a great time.